Hi. In the last videos, we retrieved data from both the Gleditch 2002 data as well as polity. We renamed country code and year so that the variable names are the same between the two data sets. And we recoded the missing values for polity to match Stata's nomenclature. What we're going to do in this video is actually merge the data. So if you haven't done so already, you should retrieve the do file from Elms. What I'd like you to do is run the code from from retrieving the Gleditch data all the way down to retrieving the polity data, recoding the missing values, and saving the polity data. So I am going to go ahead and copy that to the command window and run that code. Okay, so that's where we left off in the third video. What we're going to do now is just quickly sort the data by country code and year. So what this does is it just organizes the data so all the early years come first. So all the observations for 1816 comes first, and the country codes are arranged by lowest to largest. So you get all the 1816s first, then you get the 1817s, and so forth. And this just makes for ease of looking at the data. What we're going to do now is actually perform the merge. So the command, obviously, that we use to do that is the merge command. Now, in newer versions of Stata, there are variations on the merge command. So you might do, we're doing a one-to-one merge. You might do a one-to-many or a many-to-one merge. Don't worry about those right now. In a later video, I'll review the different sort of kinds of merges you can do using newer versions of Stata. But what we're going to do is just a basic merge, merging the polity data with the Gleditch population data, merging on country year. Now, what does it mean when I say we're merging on country year? Now, to do a merge, what you need to do is you need to uniquely identify an observation. So country year does that with these two data sets. In the Gleditch data and the polity 4 data, you've probably figured out already that country year is the unit of analysis. And since the unit of analysis is country year, both for the Gleditch data and the polity data, we can merge on that. Now, we need to have, for both data sets, year and country, or country code in this case, need to have the same name, which is why we made sure that the Gleditch data ID num was C code and year lowercase was year capitals, so that the same terminology was used for both data sets. So with this code, what we're doing is we're saying that we want to do a merge, that's the command, and then we list the variable or variables that uniquely identify each observation. If we had a purely cross-sectional data set where only for 1 year we had an observation for each country, we would just use C code. But since the unit of analysis is country year, we need two identifiers. We need C code, country code, and year. Now, when you're doing a merge, you have both the master data set and the using data set. Now, the master data set is whatever is loaded into Stata. Now, keep in mind that where we left off, we had the polity data loaded and the Gleditch population data saved, but not loaded. If you look over here at the variable names, you can tell that we have the polity data loaded. So by default, the polity data is the master data. So we don't need to tell Stata that. Stata automatically just knows that whatever data is currently loaded into Stata is the master data. But you need to tell Stata what data set you'll be using to merge with the master, which is why we have using pop. Remember that we saved the Gleditch data as pop. If you saved it as something else, you should rename, you should write what the file name is here. So this performs the merge. This is going to, for every observation, So for the first observation, which is USA 1816, we have all the polity variables. It's going to add the Gleditch variables for that same country year. So we're going to execute the code. Okay, note this text. This is just referring to alert us that newer versions of Stata use a different syntax, which I alluded to earlier and which we'll go over in a later video. But we can ignore that for now. So has the merge been successful? If we look over at the variables window, we see that we've got the Gleditch population variables here, which is a good sign. And if we go check the data viewer, we can see that, yes, we've added the population variables, but the important thing is that we have the population data and we have the polity data. So we could do analysis with both of these. In the next video, what we're going to go over is checking how many observations were successfully merged, how many only existed for the master data set, and how many only exist for the using data set. But we're going to leave off now with this, having done the merge.